knock my picture around a little bit. All right. So, going live here, I'm just gonna clean my muzzle loader. I actually should have cleaned it about 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately, I've just been super busy, and that just hasn't been available. So go ahead and get that done now. I'll be doing a pretty thorough cleaning on the muzzle loader. I don't know if I'm gonna take it back out again this season. Technically, we can still hunt for another couple weeks here, but we might be done for the season, but we'll see. But either way, it does need to get cleaned, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now, getting started here, this is I should mention this. It's a CVA Wolf, okay? And it comes with all the tools you need. You've got this little tool here. That's actually what you're using to take it apart. Now, you could obviously use your own screwdriver or whatever, but I just got a bag that I keep all the cleaning stuff in. I like to just put it all there, and it's all in one place and ready to roll when I need it. So never having to look for anything. But just got one screw there. So that's that flathead. Use the little tool that came with it. Just gonna set that out the way. And as far as breaking it, super easy. So you got your barrel brake that you use to open the barrel and load it. There's just a little pin there. That thing just hooks right onto that. That's it. So we'll go ahead and I should have taken that off. We'll go ahead and get this out the way too. Now I am going to be taking apart this assembly up here as well, where the firing pin is. That way I can get that cleaned out also. But we'll get that a little bit later. Just get this thing out of here. Alrighty. So that's what we got left with, just our barrel, scope on it. Okay, so I may not have too much corrosion on this. This breech plug right here, just, you know, you can hand spin it. Sometimes if you shoot this thing, you let it sit for more than a couple days, it'll actually get seized up on there. It's not seized up at all, so that's good. Oh, you know what? Shoot, I just remembered. I need my parts soaker. No, I'm out of that. All right, so we'll have to clean this the old-fashioned way, but yeah. I don't know how well that lighting is on that, but you can see there's a lot of gunk. It's one of the big drawbacks to muzzle loaders is they get really dirty after a shot or two. And that one's not too bad. Alrighty. So, first things first, you know what? And I didn't grab my actual cleaner itself. I've got the lube, the grease, all the other stuff, but not the actual cleaner. Let me go grab that. I'll be right back. There we go. All right, so this is just it's a barrel blaster solvent. They make some of this stuff to where it's like a spray foam thing. That stuff's awesome. I'm out of that. They also have a little part soaker, which again is kind of the same thing, but you put your little parts in the tray and it just soaks while you're doing all this stuff. Yeah, I needed to pick up some supplies, I guess, before I jumped into this, but here we are. We're gonna make it happen. All right, so I got my ramrod. Forget what this little attachment's called, but little jag. First thing I'm gonna do here is take that, and then I've got, you can't see down right here, but I got a little rag. I'm just gonna set that rag, fold it over a couple times. I got my patches, just little cotton patches. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of those soaking with some of this stuff. We're just gonna take, you know, a little handful of them. I'm just gonna splash that around pretty liberally. You probably can't see the color difference. I apologize for that. I got this light above me. It's actually like an old plant light, so it makes certain colors come up weird. Even my face sometimes makes it like look pink or kind of weird. All right, so I got those patches soaking, and I'm gonna be running a couple different series of those things through. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead and take my jag here, take my barrel. We're just gonna get that started. Once it's started, just run that through. And I do have a wire brush attachment. I'll be putting on that in just a second, but I want to run a couple of those jags through with the solvents. Boy, I got a lot of gunpowder that just fell out of that. So there you go. Like I said, a little clump came out here on the ground too, but that'll clean off easy enough. I'll just leave that off to the side. And I'm gonna run one more through before I actually hit it with the wire brush. Like I was saying a moment ago, if I had the barrel blaster, that stuff's like foaming, so you just hit it and you can just let it sit there for a couple minutes, and it'll really soak in and bust up that fouling. Yes, I can see. Again, let's try to throw this down there. All right, so let's take a look at that. See if it looks wet. Oh, it already looks 100 times better. Okay. So I'm gonna take the jag off of here now. And again, you just get a little wire brush. And all these supplies are, I mean, sometimes they sell these things in a big kit when you buy your muzzle loader. You know, most hardware store, not hardware stores, sporting goods stores have this stuff just regularly in stock. So for the most part, you can usually find this stuff pretty easy. Now, if you also too have just a standard gun cleaning kit, you could use that as well. These things are nice because they're all made to, you know, hook into your ramrod. So it's kind of like it's tailor built for that. But I do have a traditional gun cleaning kit as well, and I mean, I've used that just fine. Oh yeah, that looks great. Oh, you know what? Before I forget about it, like I mentioned, here's that breech plug. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of this cleaning solvent right on that, right on the little top there where all that fouling is, just to start breaking some of that stuff up. Again, if I had my part soaker, I would have taken that off and put it in the part soaker, but I don't have that. You know, while I'm at it too, I'm gonna jump back over to my stock. And like I said, I'm gonna remove that firing pin. So again, this tool that came with it, there's a couple little grooves cut out around the assembly here. Just, you know, spin that right off. And as mentioned with that part soaker, if I had that, this would all be going in there too. But since I don't have that, we're just gonna, yeah, see, that's not too gummed up. It doesn't look too bad. Okay. There's my firing pin. Little spring on it. I don't know why that's not zooming in. Anyways. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and splash a little bit of this on these parts, since I don't have my part soaker. And we'll clean that out here in a little bit. All right. So again, I'm going to put that wire brush away. I'm going to go back over to the jag. And again, I'm going to grab one of these pre-soaked cloths that I made with the solvent. We're going to run that through a few times until it comes out clean. So again, just shoving that through. And as you can see, it's still extremely dirty. So we're gonna keep running that until like I said, I get a nice clean patch coming out of it. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I don't know if whoever was on here was on earlier when I was talking about going hunting this season. We wrapped up the season pretty good here with the muzzleloader. We still technically can go out a couple days until the 24th of January here. So we may or may not. The hell? I don't know what's happening. For some reason this thing's not like going through properly. I think it might be bent a little bit. That's the problem with these ramrods. Yeah, it's got a little bend in it. It's good to pick up a backup one. It's just like a field rod. Oh shit. Well, that's not good. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that out there, but my jag just broke off in my ramrod. So yeah, that's a problem. I was saying just a second ago, it seemed like it was bent, but look at that. Freaking thing broke off. Yeah, that's supposed to be threaded there at the end. Snap clean. Well, that's too bad. So I got to get a new jag. Man, I need to buy me some serious muzzleloader stuff. Need everything from cleaners to now a jag. All right, I had to go grab my normal gun cleaning kit real quick. I'll be right back. All right. So, aside from that technical difficulty, I'm now just going to be using the standard cleaning kit to take care of this thing because my jag just broke. I wonder if any of these will thread directly into that. I don't think they will. I can check real quick. Can't freaking grab this thing. Here, let's use this. Let's see if that works. No. Nope. Yeah, well, that's a bummer. That makes this a lot harder to do now. this works. No. Nope, too bad. Boy, I tell you what, this thing feels pretty brittle. I don't know how much I like the idea of using this versus the other one. But I guess we're gonna find out. I'm not even sure what to use here. Can honestly say that's not a problem I've ever had before, so you're just jumping on. My jag broke on my ramrod, snapped clean, so I had to go get my normal gun cleaning kit for the muzzleloader here, and I'm not 100% sure what specifically to use for each of these things because I've never cleaned it with this. All these muzzleloader things are kind of specialty. I mean, you can clean it with this, that's fine, but again, all these parts are specifically made for this, so we're just gonna, it definitely doesn't feel big enough. I wonder if there's another one in here I could use. Yeah, with this muzzle loader stuff, it's all specifically made for 50 cal. So, like I said, this gun cleaning kit I have here is not right. If you're just tuning in, it's because the reason why I'm doing this is my jag that goes my ramrod sheared off, which is a problem. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's starting to come out clean, so we'll just keep rolling with that, I guess. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have taken that off yet. I can use one of these swab things over here. And I'm feeling some tension, so I guess that's good. Still getting some dirty patches, so we'll just keep running that. All right. It's looking pretty good. I think I was able to get the bulk of the cleaning done before the actual part I'm supposed to be using broke, so we'll just keep trucking along here. So anyway, so now that I've got this mostly, well, not mostly, now that I got this dry, now I'm going to use some barrel lube. And this stuff's pretty thick. It's almost like wax. I'm just going to put like I said, it's real thick. So what I like to do, a little glob like that, and I'm just going to sit and just kind of smear it around and work it into a couple of these patches with my fingers, because I don't want an excessive amount, but I also want to make sure it coats everything nice. So I'm going to get it put through here, and then once I've got it all run through, I'm going to run a couple clean patches through just to clean up any excess. There we go. Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. These patches are coming out pretty clean. They are getting some anti-seize because right here where that breech plug threads in, there is anti-seize there, so it is getting just a little bit of that on it. I'll run this next one in reverse, but for the most part, I don't think the patch is getting any gunk from the barrel itself. Okay, let's check that out. I think we're good. Yep, that's nice and clean. Okay. I'll be getting that in a second. Let me get rid of this. So, as I mentioned earlier, I don't currently have my parts cleaner like a soaker. Usually you just drop, you know, your breech plug, your firing pin, you know, all that stuff into that soaker and you let it just sit and soak while, where'd this thing go? I'll just set that there. You let it sit and soak while you're, you know, doing all this other stuff. I didn't have that, so what I did was I just poured some of the solvent actually on it, and I'm just working it that way. So I do have a couple patches here that, so I can throw this thing away. I can't believe that broke. And I'm just gonna work that in there. There you go. Look how clean that came out already. That thing's nasty. It's one thing about muzzleloaders. I love muzzleloader hunting, but man, these things get just filthy. Filthy. Like, see here, so I can't even see through my firing pin, right? You get your primer cap that goes there, you know, a little spark comes out there, and that's what makes your propellant light. So I've got this. This is called a pick. Got a little piece of wire that comes out of that. We're gonna sit and just pick through this thing until we get a nice clean hole. Mentioned in the offset, running a little bit behind on cleaning this thing. I should have cleaned it a couple weeks ago. I'm usually pretty good about making sure I clean it, you know, within a day or two after we use it, but for lack of better terms, it was just a hectic couple weeks, so I didn't get the chance to. There we go. Now I'm seeing the hole. Okay. We're gonna run this little pipe cleaner. These are nice. They got little wire bristles in them. Go ahead and run one of those in there. And that'll go pretty much all the way down right to that hole. It won't actually go through it, but it'll clean right up to it though, which is good. Just gonna spin that. Look at all that gunk. To the other side, I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm just putting it on there, spinning it. Like I said, this thing's full of little wire bristles. He's doing a really nice job of cleaning this out. Again, that one. I don't know why the camera won't zoom, but if I can try to, I might need to use one more of these. There's still a good bit of gunk in there. We're just gonna throw that in our little waste pile. Go ahead and run one more. Jeez, this thing's filthy. All right, starting to come out clean now. We're gonna run one more just for the heck of it. And then I should be able to clean it off and put my parts lube on it. Okay, yeah, it's coming out way cleaner now. Yep. All right, grab a clean patch. Get some more of this lube on it. Just like I did with the barrel, I'm gonna rub this all around the components here that come into contact with the gunpowder and smoke. And then after that, I'm gonna run another just clean patch over it, just to make sure I remove any of the excess lube that might be on there. Oh man, that's looking pretty. I like it when these things start coming out clean. Feel good about yourself. All right, I got a nice clear view. If I look through that hole, I can see light, so I'm not worried about any additional buildup or gunpowder in there. We should be good to go. All right, so we're gonna call that clean. Put that over there, and I will be putting some, well, they call it breech plug grease. It's essentially just anti-seize. I'm gonna be putting some of that on there. And I've got some of the other parts here too as part of the firing pin. Again, we're gonna get another one of these little guys. I'll run it into there. This has already got the solvent on it. And that didn't come out too bad. That's not too dirty. Yeah, that looks good. All right, that one, same thing. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna clean the firing pin spring off too. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did a second ago. I'm gonna get some of that grease, put a little bit of that on there, give it a little extra wipe with a clean patch after that to clean any excess off. Then I'll put that off to the side. And then we'll be pretty close to done. I like to wipe the lube as well around the barrel and whole mechanism for the firing pin and all that, but we'll get that in just a second. And we're good. Anti-seize back on the threaded parts. Pop everything together. Should be good to go. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Just rubbing these with a clean patch real quick. Everything seems to be coming out nice and clean. Awesome. Alrighty. Now here I can see there's a bunch of buildup on the inside there. Gunk from the gunpowder itself. So I'm going to take a cleaning swab with a solvent. Going to rub that on there. Got this wire brush here. Go ahead and just get that in there a little bit. Grab one of these guys so it goes all the way through. Get a little bit of that solvent on there. Just run that all the way through where my hammer is. Okay, that's looking good. Some more of the lube. All right. I'm not going to worry about getting that down into there because, as mentioned, this is going to be threaded into there and there's going to be anti-seize essentially on it. So And again, this is just that lube. I like to just kind of rub that around on the parts that might have exposure to gunpowder. All right, so we should be good there. So I get my spring on. There we go. This stuff, you use anti-seize, you probably know this stuff's pretty messy. They don't call this anti-seize, they call it breech plug nipple grease. But I mean, it's anti-seize. Just getting the threading there. If you've never used muzzle loaders, and you think you can skip that step, don't. You figure out real quick after you fire once or twice and then you don't put anti-seize on the threaded parts. Leave that sit for more than a few days, it'll get locked up and you won't be unthreading nothing. Okay. All right. Our firing pin's good. Okay, now let me take my barrel and my breech plug. Again, this has already got nice low coating anti-seize, but I'm still going to add just a hair more. Just like to do that each and every single time I clean this thing and try to rethread it. I'm debating on whether or not. I'm sure that's fine. All right. So I'll go ahead and pop my breech plug back in. And then, as mentioned, I'm going to take one of these swabs here and just put some of that lube on it. And I'm just going to rub it around, again, all these parts kind of towards the tail end here that are exposed to gunpowder. Keeps it looking shiny and nice. And we should be good to go. Reassemble everything and make sure if I use this again, I remember to buy the parts that I broke today. And the cleaning stuff I don't have. Because that barrel blaster makes a big difference, so does that part soaker. I mean, it took me, what, I started this 35 minutes ago? Probably would shave 5 to 10 minutes off if I had that stuff. And again, if my jag didn't break didn't break on me. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm just gonna, right here where this hinge is at, sometimes I'll see little rust spots on it. I'm just rubbing it down with that lube. I'm gonna get up here by the barrel, our muzzle end. Okay, that's it. We should be golden. So we're just going to reassemble this. So, again, you've got that pivot point there. So, literally just going to hinge it right in. That's in. All right. I got my screw for this right here. I do this a little easier than my standard screwdriver, but whatever. There we go. And we are all clean and ready for new hunt. So, fun stuff. I love this gun. It's a CVA Wolf 50 cal muzzle loader. And in all honesty, out of all the firearms I owned, I've probably taken more deer with this than with any other. So that's clean and ready to go. And next, actually I should probably just gotta put this thing away. I'm gonna do that real quick. Grab my key. Work around all my gear here. I'm a lazy dog. All right, so now that that's all clean and good to go, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the case. I forgot to put my sling back on it. Let me get that real quick. I don't know if we're going to be taking this thing back out or not. Still got till December 24th to harvest a couple more deer. We do have a couple more doe tags left, but we made out pretty good this year, so just have to see how the schedule does for us. Isn't that locking in? What's going on here? There we go. All right, so I get this put away, and then I'll get the boar snake out and hit the 308 and the 12 gauge. Yeah, don't mind me, Ranger. Yeah, I'm gonna get all this stuff put away too. That was an interesting experience too. That was the first time I've used my gun cleaning kit for my muzzle loader, because my Jag broke while I was in the middle of cleaning it. Because you know, if you've bought that stuff, you know it's like all kind of, you know, they sell all that stuff in a kit with each other specifically for the 50 cal muzzle loaders, which makes it convenient. But as I just found out today, it can also be inconvenient if something breaks and you don't have backups. Guess it's probably my fault for not being prepared. But again, I do have a standard gun cleaning kit, so I was able to pop that out and get things done. Alright, so my muzzleloader stuff, I just keep everything literally in a Ziploc. I've got all my parts. I don't know if I'm just gonna leave this here so I don't forget to buy a new one. If I just put that away outright, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to go to use my muzzle loader and have to clean it next time, and then get back home and be like, oh dang, my part's broken. So, all right, let me get this out of the way here, get this here. And like I said, I'm just going to be using a bore snake for both the 308 and the slug gun. I don't too often go through and give those things like a full deep cleaning. I've been using a bore snake with some Venmo oil for years now, and like I said, if I go to the range and we do some heavy shooting, then yeah, afterwards I'll go back through and go through and clean everything thoroughly. But if I shoot a couple times at deer or whatever, I'll just run a bore snake through and call it good. Speaking of which, let me take a look at that. See what kind of condition we're in here. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, it's not too bad. I did shoot a couple, like 2 shots out of this thing, slugs, the last time we were out deer hunting. Which, if you saw that video, you probably know I missed. So we ended up getting them with the muzzle loader. My son took the first shot with the muzzle loader. He got his deer he was aiming at. And then I had this thing kind of as a backup for cleanup, for anything if he, didn't get the shot right, or in the case we were in, there were multiple deer. But yeah, I don't know if you saw what I did there too. I've had some people complain about that. I've done that on a video. And anyways, I just take some rim oil, put it on the base of this thing. You know, this has got a wire brush on it. It's essentially got a cotton sleeve, so it's going to clean it. I don't know. These things work great. Whoever invented the original is a freaking genius, because, like I said, this is how I do all my, like, kind of upkeep and maintenance in between major cleanings, because I used to do that every single time, you know, we'd go out and shoot the guns. I'd whip out the cleaning kit, and, you know, it's like a freaking hour-long fiasco if you have more than one gun. But yeah, these boar snakes are great though. But and I don't know if you saw what I did there. I'm just fed it through the string in through the barrel. Now I'm just going to pull this through, and that will be about it. Do it probably twice. Should be good to go. Is this the right one? I got two of these things. I got one for a 20 gauge and one for a 12 gauge. I think that might have been the 20 gauge. Grab this real quick. Yeah, that was for the 20 gauge. No wonder that went through so easy. I was about to say, normally they're a little tougher to pull through. Alright, so anyways, so yeah, there's my boar snake. You said you got a couple wire bristles there. And again, I'm just taking that rim oil, spraying it on my floor. And that's literally all I do for this kind of in between main cleaning upkeeps. Seems to work out just fine. So take that, get your string in, a little weight thing on it. Just gonna push that through. See it come out on the other end. Pull it through. There we go. That's a lot tighter. That's what it should feel like. And I'm gonna run it through one more time just for good measure. So again, just gonna feed it through the barrel, same way the shell or slug would shoot through. That rope's coming out the other end. So let's go ahead and pull that. There we go. Boy, that thing got gunked up. I have to wash these things. All right. So let me see how that's looking. Get closer to light. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep. All right, so that's nice and clean now. So put that, go ahead and put that back into the gun cabinet, and then we'll grab the 308 and check it out. Got my lazy lab laying back there. You know what, while I'm at it, I may want to clean out the .6 as well. What the hell? Oh. Move our bolt. And I can't remember if we shot anything with this or not. I don't think we did. I'm still gonna run the boar snake through. Like I said, I got a 30-06 I had out hunting too. I might as well just go ahead and get it while I'm at it as well. I gotta figure out which one of these goes to this. I think this one is 243. I feel like I kept this one in the case. .38 caliber. Oh, look at that. That one even has a little handle thing. That's nice. I don't remember that. All right. So, like I said earlier, just going to take a little rim oil. Got the tip here. Just going to soak that up a little bit. Pretty much the same steps as we did with the shotgun. I take a little, weight it in. Gonna feed that right through the barrel. Maybe. Huh. There we go. So got it coming out the other end now. Okay, so just gonna pull that. I'll probably just run this through once because I'm pretty sure we didn't shoot anything this year with this. Just clean it up a little bit here before we put it away. Yep. That is good to go. Do I have any of those patches? I'm just a little bit of rim oil on a patch. Just gonna coat up my bolt real quick. Give it a quick rub. Just because there is a little bit of rust on it. Not much. Just enough to make me a little uncomfortable. Speaking of that too, I meant to look at this barrel. That's a silicone cloth thing I've actually never used before. It's supposed to help clean up the barrels. Where is that thing? Huh. It does look kind of nice. All right, well, we grab the .6. Couldn't remember if my pistol needed clean too or not. I feel like the answer is yes to that, but all right. Again, I didn't actually shoot at anything with this year, but jeez. But I did get exposed to rain and snow and other stuff, a lot of moisture, so I'll just go ahead and run this thing through. Okay. Huh. That was weird. It kicked up some powder. Kicked out gunpowder. I didn't expect that. Like I said, I didn't shoot this thing. Sorry, I gotta get into the light here. I'm gonna run that through one more time. Can't imagine what that was from. Maybe it's just residual on the bristles or something. Okay, nothing that time. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That cloth is kind of dirty. Let me grab a new one. And as I did with the other one, I'm just gonna a little bit of rim oil on that. We're just gonna rub the bolt real quick. It definitely does have some gunk built up on it. Oh, that's interesting. ML 98484. Huh. I have a Ruger M77 with a bolt engraving that says 98484 ML. What does that mean? Where'd that cloth go? Internal lot or part serial reference. That's cool. I had to look that up real quick. I just now had this thing apart and was looking at it, and there's an engraving on the bolt I've never seen before. All right. She should be ready for storage. Definitely won't be using this again this year. Great. That wraps things up then. Got all my firearms cleaned that needed cleaned. Cleaned a couple extra ones that Probably could have just used it. And we still have hunting going on until the 24th of December here, so give or take, I might get out with the shotgun or muzzleloader, because that's what I can shoot in this area. I mean, technically I could shoot a bow or crossbow too, but I'm done with that game for the season. At some point, I just like to start using firearms. Yeah, that's good. Get that put away. Cloth put away. Maybe. I don't know how I got this thing in this bag. There we go. Seemed like it's gonna be a little harder than that. And cleaning kit put away. A bunch of trash down here. All the swabs and that stuff. All right, well, I think that's it. So anyway, jumped on and gave me a like, thank you. Hi, Saki B. I don't know if that's who's currently on, but hello. I'm about to jump off now, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're out. Got the guns cleaned and in storage, so we're all set. Y'all have a good one.